just north of my house, there's like a big fire up there in Santa Rosa, like in Santa Rosa, but north of my house. So I brought my dog down, dropped him off. Gonna get a quick workout in and then head back up there and see if I can help. Because they're evacuating hospitals and all kinds of stuff. It's really horrible actually, because it's a lot of the people will be my friends up there who are the neighborhoods, you know, where I around my gym. I don't even know if my gym's still there or not there, because the fire's all around that area. So I called my friend Mark and see if I could help. I don't know. See if he was if I could help him, you know, because his house is right up there near where all the fires are. Just finished my workout, hour run walk. Went real well. It's really starting to, I don't know, a lot of ash. Look at my car. That's like ash. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna go get something to eat. Check in with my daughter, because my daughter freaking knows. My daughter knows, you know, her boyfriend's a firefighter, and she's up there, she's down in the city, and she was an EMT. And so anyway, I'm gonna ask her about if I should go back up there and help out at the center right near my house. And I heard like they're evacuating like just a couple miles, not even a couple miles, probably a mile from my house now. So I don't know what that means, or my apartment. But anyway, I'm gonna go back up. If she says that I'll be more help going up and not a big traffic jam, then I'll go up there. Otherwise, I think there's a shelter down here in Petaluma, and I'll help out there. But the main thing is I got my little dog down here. I wouldn't want him to get hung up there in the fire. I just can't believe it could make it all the way to my apartment, because it's like concrete and buildings around, you know. I don't know. It must be really, really, really nasty. I'm just really sad for, you know, all my friends who probably lost houses and stuff up there. It's just horrible. I mean, I've lived there for like 16 years or something like that, so I know a lot of people. And I was asking myself, why did I have to get my workout in? And there's just something in me that's possessed that I'm supposed to get this workout in to, you know, I don't know, to show people like you got to get back to normal as soon as possible. And there's really not that much I could do right away, you know what I mean? I'm not a firefighter or anything, so you know, they're not going to let me run up there on the front line. So, you know, it was like, get my workout in, because the universe, I'm supposed to motivate people. It's the weirdest thing, but I had to run in this ash with, you know, it was like one other person out here with me, and this park's usually pretty crowded down here in Petaluma, but with the ash and how gloomy it looks, I guess nobody's here, so weird. But yeah. I'm heading back up to Santa Rosa now. Just dropped off my doggy, got something to eat, and got in and now I'm heading back up to Santa Rosa to check on my apartment, because they were about a mile away. They were evacuating. They may be evacuating my apartment, but maybe I'll go through and see if there's anything I need of value. I mean, I'm not a real materialistic guy, so I don't have much stuff worth a shit. I have my bikes are worth the most amount of money, but even those are getting old, so they're not worth that much. Yeah, so there's not a lot. I get my passport and maybe some clothes, and if we are being evacuated where I am, but and then I'm going to head down to the Memorial Center and see if I can help out at all with the people who've been evacuated with anything. So anyway, just a crazy day. Crazy day in Santa Rosa, man. All over up here. And I guess what my daughter was explaining to me is that embers they get blown all over the place, and that's why there are multiple fires up here. And you know, if an ember hits something, I guess they're so hot. I heard this one guy talking about how he was trying to shoot them with his hose, and he quit when the embers were so hot that he couldn't put them out anymore with his hose. But he did end up saving his. I think he had a freaking one of those trailer home, you know, and I think he saved it, you know. So that's a big deal. And his neighbors, he was out there hitting them with the hose, like 3 different you know, these homes and trailer homes or whatever they're called, and mobile homes, and he saved So that was a big deal. There's a whole bunch of see this different locations. You know, like my daughter's husband or boyfriend, he's on call down there in Marin, and I think Mill Valley or wherever it is, Stage Quad Badwater. And it's just great how everybody works as a team in these big catastrophes. It really chokes me up a little bit because everybody pitches in. So all these guys from these different locations are all coming up here to help, man. Because we need it. Yeah, I just heard from my sister that a couple the people who work at WBE where I used to work lost their houses up here, and like I said, and I've lived up here for 16 years or something, or 16 or 17 years in Santa Rosa. I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of people in those areas where they got really hard hit by the fire. It's just devastating, man. I mean, there's no words for it. It's just not nearly as dark as it was when I left this morning, which is a good sign. I think it's a good sign. I don't know much about this fires, but if it's not so dark, that's gotta mean the fire is calming down, and there's wind. There is still wind. Dang it! There's no wind in Petaluma. I don't know why there's wind in Santa Rosa. The flag looked like it was going pretty good. You can see a lot of the smoke. God, it's not very far away from where I live. But it showed that I could drive to my house, and so I don't think they'd let me drive to my house if it was that close. So this is the weirdest thing. I don't know if you can see down at the corner there, but the gas station has these huge long lines. There's like 10 people in line at each pump to get gas. I don't know if they're just concerned that they need to have a full tank of gas to get out of here, or what their deal is. I don't know, but it's like everybody's doing it, and it's weird. And I don't have a full tank of gas, so maybe I need to do it. No, just kidding. But yeah, definitely you can tell it was like, when I left here this morning, it was pitch black, and I'm not talking, it was like I don't know what it was, 8 or 9 o'clock, and I left and it was pitch black. But now it's like way lighter, so I think that means the fire is moving another direction or something, because like I said, about a mile from here they were evacuating, so it must be a good sign. But those people they must want to go a long ways when they evacuate. I don't know, that's weird. You can go right down the street to go into the park the next town, and there's not going to be any lines for gas, or maybe everybody just keeps very little gas. Santa Rosa Veterans Hall, because that's where a lot of people were evacuated, or their houses up here in Santa Rosa went. And so I'm going to see if they need any help. It's overly devastating. I can't believe it when I listen to how much damage there is up here. And areas I know clearly when they say them on the radio, and I see them in my head, and I can't believe they're gone. Just unbelievable. Just got done. I worked 4 hours up at the fire evacuation emergency shelter up in Santa Rosa. It was quite an experience. I'm glad I went there. It made me feel good, and it made me feel good about people, because a lot of people were walking in there to volunteer, and it just lets you know that people care, man. There's a lot of people that care, and just walking off the streets, signing up to volunteer to help. And there was at least 200 people in the cots, and a convalescent home got evacuated where people were, pretty old and pretty fragile. And anyway, they were taking care of them, so anyway, now it started calming down, and so I left, and now I'm getting my yoga work in. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm at Body Loom. My place in Santa Rosa is closed because of the fire, so I came down to Petaluma because I'm like a yoga-aholic or something. Okay, just finished up my last workout. It's like 8 o'clock at night. I did my 2 mile power walk, trying to average about 15 minutes a mile. Probably did like 15. Long day, man. It was, we had the big fire in Santa Rosa today that started in like a lot of the north side of town is burned up, and you know, I volunteered down at the shelter, at the emergency shelter all afternoon, and I'll tell you, you see the good in people, man. I know a lot of times what's emphasized in life is the negative stuff, but man, if you focus on positive, there's a lot of positive out there, man. There was people showing up, you know, at the shelter, just, you know, I mean, they kept coming in to help, you know. People were volunteering, coming in to help, and, you know, there's probably 200 people in there. And it was really moving, you know, how many people were there to help. And it wasn't like there was a shortage. And the Red Cross, you know, the volunteers for the Red Cross were freaking amazing. They were amazing, man. It was like, that's what they do, man. They help out in emergencies, and they're organized. And like when I first showed up, I was early, and the ladies just walking me around and, you know, grab this, do this. And then we came back, and like the main, you know, the organizing guy was there, and you know, and he just grabbed like 4 of us or 8 of us and said, 2 with this guy, 2 with this guy, 2 with that guy, you know, and I was setting up cots, setting up tables, you know, just, you know, grunt work, just good old grunt work. I didn't have to think. And anyway, it was a good feeling, and it was a really good, you know, I knew I had to help out up in Santa Rosa because that's my hometown, you know, those are my neighbors and stuff, all, you know, in distress. So anyway, it was a great day. I mean, you know, bad day for that, but great day for watching human spirit. I love watching good human spirit. It's just, it makes you feel really good to be alive. And I'm done for the day. It was a long day. Really long day today, but yep. Under 1,800 calories again. I think I was like 1,790 or something. I like to cut it close. Woo! The chain keeps going. And don't kid yourself. I see this in my mind every time I have any kind of temptation. As I see the chain. I see the chain. Another day. The X's are not broken. The chain is not broken. Woohoo!